What is up, everyone? It's your boy Infrar-Ed Scott, and I'm bringing you a very special Scott report today. Just something that I've wanted to do for a while now, just something that's been on my mind, especially since the last episode, and that is Mobile Suit Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans and the fate of this series, or where this series could go in the future. You know, I've had such a good time chatting with you guys and talking about the comments about this series, its future, and where it can go, that it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I know the reviews are good, but I just felt that I had to do a separate video just talking about the potential of this series and where it can go, because Gundam is one of my favorite franchises of all time. Now, Iron-Blooded Orphans is shaping up to easily be one of my top three, with number one being Zeta and number two being the 08th MS team. So Iron-Blooded Orphans, this series has been nothing short of phenomenal. Just like how 00 took Wing and made that even better, Iron-Blooded Orphans is taking the entire Gundam franchise, to me, and making it better, because it's taking so many elements from the older series. And we've been talking for a while that this could be the very first Gundam that gets a season 3, or let me back up and say, not a season 3 per se, and we've all been talking about this, but this could very well be a new generation. It could be like a new Universal Century. It could be a new series that after it gets to the 50 episode mark, it can very well continue in another series in its own, similar to like the original Gundam, when you had 0079, then you went to Zeta, then you went to Double Z. And like you guys pointed this out to me as well, because I didn't watch Seed Destiny. It's only like 2 Gundams, well 3, that I didn't watch. I didn't watch Seed, I didn't watch Seed Destiny, I didn't watch Age, and I didn't watch Turn A. I mean, I just didn't like, and Recognition and G, I just didn't like how those Gundams went. But yeah, Seed and Seed Destiny was a continuation as well, and I can very well see Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans splitting off into another series entirely once it reaches the end here, because it's just too much out there that we still have to handle, and there's too much that we still have to cover in these last 8 or 9 episodes of the series. So let's break down some of the things that we still need to talk about, or that could very well happen, some things that could come into the future with Gundam. First and foremost, Vidar. I mean, they've been dangling this guy in our face the entire second season, and come on, we all know who he is. It's not like they're hiding who he is. He's just hiding. Even Rustal is like, come on, I know you're Galeo, but we still have to see that battle between him and Farid. And Farid and his alliances and where that can lie. I mean, a lot of you guys still feel that in the end he could end up being a villain, and that could be true. Me personally, I think that I trust him now. I trust him a little bit more than I did. I mean, of course, yes, he's going to be out for his own means. What he did to Galeo and Cardo Issue, yeah, he was scum for that. But overall, I think he never really cared about him to begin with. He was just trying to get his own means. And I'm not saying that he could still very well turn his dagger on Orga and Mikazuki once things come down to it. He could very well end up being the end boss. But at the very least, before this series is over, we have to see that rematch between Vidar and Miguel, because it's building up to that. Vidar is strictly about revenge, but he's being more calculated about it than I thought. I really like Vidar now that I think about it, because he could very well just be an idiot like Eok and go after revenge, but he's making his plot, he's building his suit, he's picking his points, and he's not taking on Farid without a plan. And that's very good, because he's making sure he can do whatever he can to get his revenge. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Also, once we finally do get past Vidar and Jealousy and Jasly and Eok, we still have to deal with Rustal. Rustal could still end up being the big bad in this series as well, because in order for McGillis to get the part of Galahorn that he wants, he's going to have to take out Rustal, and maybe the rest of the 7 stars will fall in line after that, but at the very least we have to take him out. And this guy is very high ranking. I'm pretty sure he has a mobile suit somewhere. I think it's still some suits that we haven't seen, so there's that clash. I think, I don't know, I just kind of feel like a Naruto Sasuke type of thing, that McGillis and Orga and Mikazuki, they're going to work together to take down Jasly, Eok, and Rustal, and then maybe at the end, that's when he's gonna say, okay, now you gotta fight me. Maybe it'll be a fight for honor for this King of Mars, by saying you gotta take me down if you want to take it. There is still that room of shadiness there. I mean, maybe because McGillis is my favorite character in the series, I don't see it, but there's still very much room for him to stab everybody in the back. Everybody's waiting for it, because he is a Char clone after all. But we kind of like we already seen the betrayal with Galeo back in season 1. Just like with Laughter being dead, her and Ozzy already dodged the death flag way back in season 1. So for them to dodge it again, we saw it coming. It just hurt so bad for it to be Laughter. And so we still got so much to tread through with this series. I mean, another big thing that I want to talk about is like when we're speaking of death, we just lost Laughter, we lost Naze, we lost Amida. We can still lose Mika. We can lose Mikazuki. We can lose Orga, because honestly, these guys' death flags has been set up since the beginning of the series, because basically they want to make sure that the people with them are free as well as themselves, and sometimes that doesn't come without a price. I mean, look at where Mikazuki is right now. He's to the point where the only thing works is one eye and one arm. He's lost one arm and both his legs and an eye, controlling the Barbados, opening the Barbados up to the very limit that it can go. And Gundam's not past killing off their main characters. Go back to Zeta and look what happened to Camille Bidan. I mean, he ended up brain dead in a seat in a mumbling mess somewhere. So Mikazuki dying wouldn't be a shock. I mean, I would hate to see it happen, but that just shows how dark Gundam is, and that shows how much war can be. So speaking of Mikazuki falling, that has to play into the importance of Hushmidi, because I don't think they put this character in just to be a side character. I don't think they gave him an episode and a half of focus in showing that he was not ready to pilot, let alone pilot the Barbados, without them having some type of bigger meaning. So if this series does splinter off into another series like Mobile Suit Gundam, Hushmidi, or wherever it's going to be called, he could very well be the next successor of the Barbados. We could very well be looking at our next main character. And I would love for Farid to still be involved in this spin-off series, as, you know, maybe like how Char was Quattro Vagina. He can still be around in that sense, maybe mentoring him, maybe being the antagonist at that point, because hey, Char pretty much went evil again in Char's counterattack. This can splinter off in so many ways, and again, I just feel that there's so much content left in this series that it has legs. It has legs to build this whole new generation. Something else is also the Calamity War. I mean, we're finally getting to hear about the Calamity War in this season. I mean, they talked about it in passing in season 1 by saying, you know, the mobile suits, the 70 demons or 75 demons were, you know, the remnants of the Calamity War. The Barbados was one of them. But we started getting details in this season about, like, you know, what went on, what they were going against with the mobile armor. So this war went on for a while. This war went on for like 100 years, and please correct me if I'm wrong about that. I mean, they can very well do a season about the Calamity War, or at the very least an OVA. Something else is another possibility that we could go with Gundam, and a lot of you guys pointed this out as well. We could get a movie similar like how 00 had Awakening of a Trailblazer, but I don't think a movie would do it justice. I think this series really does need a continuation series, another 25-50 episodes, then a movie, and some OVAs on the Calamity War. We definitely need to get that out there. Also, the mobile armors. Have we seen the last of the mobile armors? I don't think we have. I was saying a few episodes or a few reviews ago, back when we saw the Pluma and the mobile armor, that it has to be more. Where did these things come from? What started them? What set them on their path? Somebody had to create them, unless it was like a robot that was built and then it got a mind of its own, like we always see. But I still feel that some way or some point that's going to be the big bad that we have to deal with. So we still have that as well, on top of having to deal with Eok, Jaxley, Rustal. We still got that evil somewhere, because yeah, they stopped the one that we fought, but it could be more out there. It could be very well more out there just waiting to be awoken. It may be a mastermind behind it, and judging by how much havoc that mobile armor costs, this could be just the beginning. And if it does continue, you know we're going to get a time skip. We're going to get a time skip, so who will still be around at that point? Like Akihiro and Shino, would they be like generals or something, if they even make it through? You know, you got the next generation rising up with Ride. Ride has been beasting this season, so I wouldn't even mind it being about him. Maybe him going up in ranks, you know, becoming a captain or something. Akihiro, it seems like it'll be a little bit too predictable or a little bit cliche for it to be about him, because then it'll basically be Mobile Suit Gundam Guts. But you know, it's so many ways that they can go about this. We can have a series about Farid. Either way, this series needs to continue, and I hope it does. But until then, I'm definitely looking forward to the future. So yeah, I just wanted to get that off my mind and share my thoughts and what I think about the future of this series. So I hope you guys liked it. Definitely let me know what you thought about this video in the comments. Give me your thoughts, give me your theories. I love talking about Gundam because I love Gundam, and we can keep this going. I mean, this comment section for Gundam has been going since Saturday or Sunday, and it's still going now, and I'm having an absolute blast with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, guys. If you liked the video, go ahead and drop it a like, and if you want to hear more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because there's not a shortage of content for you to indulge on this channel. And as I always say, you guys can be anywhere on YouTube right now, but you chose to listen to me. I really appreciate that, so thanks for stopping by. On that note, it's your boy Scott signing out. See you soon.